What's up, you guys? Welcome back to ASHTOBERFEST Day 5. Today I did my kind of take on a Ouija board girl. This look was really inspired by a look that Samantha Ravndal did. She did a very similar look, so the inspiration for this definitely came from her, and I've got to hand it to her. This look was not easy for me to do. In fact, I messed up on this look so many times trying to write on my face backwards and draw these little shapes on my neck, so I wanted to give up many times. I decided to keep going with this just so you guys could see that not all looks go the way that you were planning on having them go, but it's definitely still possible to make a look out of something even if it's not what you were expecting it to look like. So that's why I decided to go ahead and upload this video, so let's get into it. Starting off with my foundation, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r foundation in the shade 150, and I'm mixing in a little bit of my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade Y205. I just mixed those on the back of my hand and then dotted them all over my face, and I'm blending out with my damp beauty blender. I actually really love this combination of foundations. The Pro Filt'r foundation I'm obsessed with, but I have noticed it does get a little bit dry on my dry skin, so I like mixing in another foundation with it. For concealer, I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral, and I'm just putting that on the regular places like under my eyes, the tip of my nose, and my chin. Going in with a cream concealer today, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Medium Neutral. This is just what I had sitting in front of me, so that's what I decided to use for my cream contour. And Clairsonic sent me their new foundation brush head, and I was skeptical about it at first, but it blends out so nice and evenly. And I really like the way that it turned out with my contour. I'm going to try it again with foundation. To set my face, I'm using my RCMA No Color Powder. And then I'm going to go in with the new Anastasia Holiday Collection Blush Kit in Radiant. And I'm just applying a ton of blush to my cheeks using my big fluffy Time Los Angeles brush. To highlight, I'm going to be using the new Anastasia Sugar Glow Kit. And I'm using the shade Starburst in the bottom here, which is a light pink. For brows today, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Ebony, my old favorite. Decided to dip back in and see if she still works, and she does. And I'm just applying that to my brows using my Anastasia number 15 brush. Nothing too crazy or different about my brows. I'm filling them in like normal, and then in the front I'm just drawing some hair-like strokes which make my brows look a little bit more natural even though I fill them all the way in. For my eyes today, I was super excited to use the new Anastasia Prism palette. It is beautiful. I'm sure you guys saw my last video on the Subculture palette. I ultimately decided not to do a review video on this palette, but I did want to use it in a video, so that's why I included it here. So I'm starting off with the shade Lure, and I'm just using that as a transition shade. And I'm really building that up on the outer edge of my eye because I know I'm not going to use a big thick liner here. At least I wasn't planning to. To darken that up, I'm using the shade Parallel, and I'm just putting that on the outer corner, and I'm going to go back and forth with those two shades to really build it up and blend it out. I decided to get it a little bit darker by using the shade of Cyrus on the outer corner as well, which didn't really show up on camera too well, so that's one of the shades I wasn't a huge fan of. On the inner corner, I'm using my finger to apply the shade Dimension, which is a beautiful sparkly purpley gray color. And on the inner corner, I'm just popping in the shade Lucid. For the lower lash line, I'm using the shade Lure and Parallel, which you see me go back and forth with. I'm using the brush that came with the palette. I really love their brushes that come with their palettes. I use them all the time. In fact, this brush works really well for contouring your nose. Before putting on my false lashes, I'm just adding some mascara to my top and bottom lashes. And I'm also going to take a little bit of liquid eyeliner to that top lash line just so I'm able to put a lash band there and you won't be able to see it. These lashes are from Rouge and Rogue and they are called Luminara, I believe. For lips, I put on the shade Lucid by Black Label Cosmetics. This is my all-time favorite nude lipstick, which I end up changing in the end of this video, and I wish that I didn't, but I did. So to write the words yes and no on my face, I'm just using my Fab black body paint. I'll link down below where to buy it because a few people asked me where I got it from in my last video, so that will be linked down below. Now I do have to say, I wrote this on my face more than once. This was my second attempt at it and it still looked pretty bad if we're being honest. It's really hard to write on your face in a mirror and spell it correctly and not backwards and make sure the letters are all right. So I wasn't too happy with the way that this was turning out, and at this point I decided I'm gonna make this look pretty grunge. And so I'm taking a lot of water on my brush and I'm just gonna make this look really drippy and horror film like. So I originally went into this look thinking I was gonna do a glam Ouija Girl type look, but things took a little turn here. My favorite thing about grungy looks is they can't look bad. If they look bad, you're doing it right. So as you can see on this side, I'm not caring about anything and I'm just drawing lines all over the place. I'm also taking a lot of water on my brush so that I get some of those drips going down my face. I got a bigger brush and got it soaked in the paint, and I'm just gonna flick this on to where I wrote yes and no. That way it kind of looks like a splatter, which I thought looked really cool. On my neck, I tried to draw a sun and moon like a Ouija board has, and it was a little difficult, I'm not gonna lie. So I started out with the sun, thinking it would be a little bit easier, and it was, and then I got to the moon, and as you can see, I had to wipe it off quite a few times and go back in. So once I got that moon and sun to look a little bit decent, I knew it was time to grunge that up too. So I'm taking a Fab purple paint and I'm flicking that all over the place on my neck, hoping to disguise what I tried to do here. I'm also taking my black body paint and creating more drips down my neck and chest and flicking that on my neck and chest as well. To even the look out, I decided to take some of that purple body paint underneath my eyes. I love the color of this paint. It's like a beautiful pink purple shade. I'll link it down below for you guys, the exact shade number, because they have a lot of them. So I'm just taking another Time Los Angeles brush here and I'm creating some drips underneath my eyes. To really tie this look together, I added some black body paint to the outer corners of my eyes only. And then my camera cut out the final clip, but all I did was dab on some dots on the outer corner of my eye, and I dipped my fingers in the purple and black paint and dabbed that over my lipstick as well, which I wish I didn't do, but I did, so I left it. I still think it might have looked better if I didn't do that. But like I said, the point of me putting up this video was to show you that you could start off with one idea of how a look's going to turn out, and it might not go the way that you're planning, but you can still make something out of it. And that's why I wanted to still upload this video. But anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed day 5. I'm sorry this video was uploaded a little bit later than usual. Jace actually had an emergency and we had to go to the doctor today. He's fine, everything's fine, but it took up a lot of our time today, so I didn't get to editing until a little bit later. Tomorrow's video will be up a little bit earlier, hopefully. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. You can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!